All right. Okay, so we are recording. This is the first ever episode of, uh, what did I call it again? Mom and Dad podcast. No, Mom.89 podcast. Got to make sure you're branding yourself. So I am Dad, and Mom, would you like to introduce yourself for all the people who don't know you? Huh, interesting. Well, as far as my bona fides, I am an expert of nothing. I just know a little bit about a lot of dumb stuff, but I'm an expert of nothing. I have no actual, uh, you know, degrees or anything like that. Do you want to give your bona fides, Mom? Okay. Well, basically, she's more educated and highly more professional and learned in a lot of things, but I guess she doesn't want you to know about that stuff. All words are made up words. Anyway, moving on. First topic. What do you want to talk about? Well, on the I just put general stuff on this channel. I created it as a podcast talking about anything, to include, but not limited to, films, shows, politics, real life events, and anything else that we can think of. So pick a subject, anything you feel like talking about while sipping on some coffee on this wonderful Sunday morn. Though this won't be uploaded on Sunday, we're gonna start doing live streams starting in a few days. Why'd you have to get a vaccine today? Interesting. For those who don't know, it's Espanol. That's Spanish for dirty, I think. Dirty boys, particularly. Because apparently in Spanish you can have, male and female connotations. So the girls, you girls are alright. But all you dirty boys out there, she knows about you. Uh huh. So we're not keeping it family friendly. Good to know. Good to know. No ads for us, buddy. Well, okay, that's true. I mean, I'm not really going to edit these that much, just to be clear. Technically, some people who do want AdSense and to like make money on these things, they'll like bleep out the bad words and things like that. But this is just for fun. And oh yeah, I didn't even talk about that. So the main point why we're doing this is, moms and dads. We have a lot of little conversations, and we laugh and we're entertained by them. And it's like, huh? Remember what we said that one time? And it's like one person remembers it one way, one person remembers it the other way. So we're going to do this show, and it's going to be a way for us to talk about different subjects and things that we're interested in, and then we can go back on it. So when one or both of us gets dementia, we can listen back to our memories when we were more clear-minded. That's on you. You're the one who decided to do this. I've always been wanting and slash doing this, but that's for my gaming channel, which we're not going to cross advertise here. But yeah, I guess for you, if that's what piqued your interest in this, good to know that your family's losing it. Yeah, that's true. That's fine. We can do that next time. Let's do current events first. Let me pull out my trusty old cell phone here. Okay. And then we can go show. So like I said, I told you what the genres were we're talking about. Now you just want specifics apparently. Things that you're very learned about, huh? So, a huge tropical storm is brewing in the Atlantic, poised to hit Florida and other places. What are your thoughts? Uh huh. Interesting. Interesting. I'm glad that you have that level of sympathy that I've always cared about you for. You could vote. Vote for leaving the country. We're out of here, folks. Maybe? Wait. Why can't? What's wrong with Canada? I mean, no, no. This one is brewing in the Atlantic. There was recently a storm I think that hit Canada and the Northeast pretty bad, but that was just a tropical storm. And I mean, yeah, it sucks, but I think they can deal with a little rain if they can deal with snow and all that craziness. But yeah, geography, not part of her degree, and if anyone hasn't noticed. Okay, no problem. Let me just get Discord. Hold on, I'm trying to fix some things here. Where is my... Uh... Uh... Okay, can you see my screen? Ah, perfect. Oh, this is my avatar. You've never seen my avatar? Oh, that's right. You don't watch my gaming channel, do you? I don't know, because you care about me. Ba, 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 ba. Care. Like Care Bear Stare? So anyway. Oh, sorry. I'm pressing the wrong button. So, now we have ye old Google here. Hashtag not sponsored. There's a lot of other search engines out there. Look them up for yourself. But this way, if we're talking about something, we can look it up. So let's do the old tropical storm Ian search here. So there we are. As you can see, it's forming... looks like south of Cuba, and you can make your screen bigger, you know. I mean, you can maximize the Discord. No rush, but I guess even then that's pretty small. Aha. So, yeah. Well, it's very pending and potentially very, very expensive. So from my understanding, already, insurance companies were pretty savvy that things were going to get worse, and one of the biggest windstorm insurance companies pulled out of Florida, not even just I don't even know, 3-4 weeks ago, maybe a little longer, I can't remember, but they are out just in time. So, are they savants? Are they lucky? I don't know. It's going to be a lot of people impacted if it hits the way they're projecting, because you see this side of Florida. You see how there's two sides? This side here on the east coast of Florida generally has more tide breakers and is built up more because it more often gets the regular storms of the east coast. This side here does have some protections, but it's not nearly as fortified in some of these areas up here towards the North Panhandle of Florida. So they're thinking it's going to be pretty devastating, potentially deadly. We'll just have to wait and see. And this is what's happening in our days of our lives. Everything can be scary or sad if you think about it. Give me something not scary and sad, I'll make it scary and sad for you. I mean, we've been married for 14 years, so that ship has sailed. Let's talk about stocks. How's your 401k doing in this current bear market of 2022, where stocks have been going down in triple digits for days after days? So you're invested in some stable stocks, huh? A lot of the big tech ones have been going down, which is surprising. I guess a little surprising to me, because tech generally is something that we're always going to need and is continuously being more invasive part of our lives. I mean, look at this. We're here recording something to upload it to a website, whereas 20 years ago, we would have been like, we need some memories of Ma and Pa. Let's get that old tape recorder that we gotta crank up with our hands or whatever. I don't know what people used back then. A little clicky clack. He used to have one when he used to work in social work, I think it was. But anyway, that might bring back too many bad memories. Why are we? What's happening? What's going on? What's going on? Okay, so next. Oh, you know what we should also do? Let's play a little bit of background music. Oh, you know what? You won't hear it, so you don't. I don't even know why I'm telling you this. No, never mind. I'm just gonna turn on some music, so that way when we have our silences or whispers, you guys won't be so prominent. Hey. Leftovers. We have lots of pasta. We got some lasagna. We got lots of things. I got that covered. Unless you want something different. But we're having a healthy lunch, so don't worry about it. We got to do our job first, okay? There's no pause button on non-live recordings. Actually, no, it's not true. You can do that on the pod. People love people having substance abuse on podcasts. I mean, are you abusing it? Wait a minute. I can't find my... Can I only... Huh. I can't find my, other YouTube channel that has all my favorites and stuff for podcasting. Did it override? Can I only have so many channels? Let me see. You can, I suppose. But then you'd have to click buttons, and I know you hate to click buttons. Well, let's do that topic then. Let's Google how many YouTube channels can you have? No, it says you can have up to 50 YouTube accounts on one Gmail, and that's all I've been doing. It's just popping up a new YouTube account. But I'm going to my drop down here. Only 4 are present. Huh. Okay, sounds very interesting. Ah! It is gone! My thing is gone! I'm a loser now. All my subs. All my dubs. It's okay. We'll figure this out. Give me my list, and let's go to manage. Oh, saved. Let's go to save videos. No, yes. Uh-oh. Hold on a sec. Messing things up. Kids? What are kids?
Kids are our kids.
Oh, you mean young humans?
Sorry, what? Disrespecting you, no home. Your kid is telling me I'm disrespecting her in her own home. But I have no idea what I did. Disrespecting me!
I'm gonna have to check the audio peaks on this later. Well, I'm good. I'm kind of glad we're not live on this. It would be a lot of stuff we're doing. So, I'll figure out this count thing later.
So why do you talk like you're on a radio?
What do you mean? This is how I always talk.
Mm. Mm. No.
Agree to agree.
Mm. No. It's not how you always talk.
I mean, oftentimes... Okay, I will give you this. Oftentimes, when we actually have a minute to sit down and have a conversation, I am lying down, really tired, trying to get some sleep, while you're like, hey, Dad, let's talk. So, perhaps, mayhaps, the majority of the times you hear me, quote-unquote, talk, I am not as awake. I've freshly gotten my coffee, everything's feeling good, etc., etc., etc. So maybe that's what you're talking about?
Sure.
But no, I'm. This is how I talk, all the time. You can look at the playbacks. You can listen to my recordings. I'm constantly like this.
Yeah, because you're on the radio. That's like different. Like you're acting like you're on the radio. This is not how you talk in real life to me.
I'm not sure I understand. I talk the same to everyone all the time.
Fine.
Bust out the recorder. Or maybe it's because you're hearing me on the magic of the internet, and so it's like distorting how I sound. But if you were sitting here on my hot little lap, you'd be like, oh yeah, this is the same boring guy I married a million years ago, and I can't stand him.
You can say that.
I know, because you're not here.
Sure. That's it.
Well, I hope it doesn't excite you too much with my radio talk show voice that I now think I'm making.
I think you are.
Well, hey, that's good.
It's
Whatever
like
works
my
for you.
work voice. Same thing like my work voice.
Ah, the phony balonies. I have heard your phony balonies. That is very true.
I know you have.
But this is not phony baloney. This is earnest. This is true. This is real. You know, okay, I'll tell you that. I will say, I'm just more mellow, I think, when we're not talking about subjects. And I'm not trying to actually make sure my audio is being picked up by a microphone at a good level. So other than that, that's the only thing I can think of that I'm specifically different. Otherwise, it's just moi. It's me. It's the little guy. Everyone knows the little guy. Apparently I sound like Mickey Mouse when I try to make a high-pitched Tom Holland voice, but whatever. Alright, so you're done with current events. Let's talk about shows. What kind of shows are you interested in right now?
I don't know. I think that's what I'm trying to find. It's a good show to watch.
I will agree. A lot of the shows, all these shows that we're currently watching, they're kind of cookie cutter stuff. They're like the we're watching the Disney shows. We're watching.
My phone.
I don't have your phone now.
Oh no, I was telling Alexa to give me my phone.
Okay, you need to stay professional, please. We're recording here.
Sorry.
Anyway, yeah, I don't understand why a lot of these shows are very they don't give you a lot of punch. They don't give you a lot of, I don't know. There's been some shows back in the day where you got invested. You know, you cared a lot about the characters and story and whatnot. Where a lot of these shows, it's they're fine. I don't care. I don't hate them. They're good in their own ways, but I'm not really sucked into a lot of the newer shows. Like
The Ring. Stuff.
Yeah, let's talk about The Ring Show. I've talked on my other less successful podcast channel about The Ring Show with friend of the show, Belwin, and it's okay. It's very beautiful. I love the CGI, the graphics, and everything, but the story's not that compelling to me. I'm just not that engaged by any of the characters that much. What about you?
It is kind of boring.
What do you think is making modern shows like this?
I think because, so The Rings, had I probably read the books, I probably would have been more invested and probably more pissed off just like everybody else. But even coming in from a fresh perspective and not having read the books, they don't tell, it's like the conversation that they're having is not meaningful to me.
Yeah, I agree. Very much like a Marvel movie where they're just trying to get you to point A to point B, and everything kind of just follows that. But it's not this is me as a person, and this is how I gel with this other person. Oh, you know what? That's a good point. So a counterpoint to this show would be Stranger Things on Netflix. I like that show. I don't care that much about the overall story, but I like that show a lot, and it compels me because I love the characters and the way they interact with each other.
there's a relationship and a chemistry that you can relate in some sort of way, or even thought about from a like a fantasy point of view of like, yeah, like what if I was like this person? What? Like, I think that's the hard part with this is that even though it's mythical and science fiction, it's like they're having a conversation with themselves, but they're not including the audience and
Hell,
like
they're not
intriguing
including the
the audience.
characters in the area as well. Sometimes they're talking like
Right.
out loud, like they're giving a speech, and they're like in a small room, and everyone's like, "Well, anyway, let me do my speech now, and I will step up." And it's like, who talks like this?
Even if you were talking like that, the personification of that person is not there. They don't give off the appeal of what that character's supposed to be. Because there's some characters who are like that, like intentionally, because that's supposed to be their personality.
Yeah, I would think though for such a I don't know, two tone, I don't know what you would call it, just a very like one note character. For someone to be like that though and still have enough personification built up, I think you would have to like have quite a bit of character building and backstory for someone to be acting the way a lot of these characters act, and then us being like, oh yeah, yeah, that's so that guy. Oh, I love it when he's like that. Something like you could do in a more like something that's a lot easier to do in a book where you get like the internal monologue of the person and you understand why they're such a weirdo.
I guess so. Yeah. I
Interesting.
don't know. But there's I like that Abbott Elementary one. That's the comedy one.
What elementary?
Abbott Elementary.
Let me
The
Google
one
this.
that
I don't
you
know what
don't,
you're talking about.
the one you don't like because you're like, oh, the teachers.
Let's see.
And I liked.
Hold on, one thing at a time. Abbott Elementary is an American mockumentary sitcom television series created by Quinta Brunson for ABC. It stars Brunson as a second grade teacher at. Wait, the creator is the main actor?
Mhm.
That's lame. Anyway, no, I don't
And
remember seeing this show. Is it any good?
it's actually really funny.
I'll have to take your word for it. It's got one season so far, I guess. Season 2 has been announced.
Yeah.
So what makes this show engaging and good?
I guess because like it's showing the true perspectives of like teachers and the school system and how it truly is. Like it's not all great. They're still people. And even though you have teachers that care, like the system sucks and it never works in their favor.
That sounds terrible. And you like this? Why?
But it's true though, like because every other school teacher or school type of thing it makes it seem like school's great and they support their kids and they do all this shit for the students and they actually don't.
Well, I guess you're right. People do like depressing, dumb things. I mean, heck, people keep rewatching old World War
Well,
II movies and,
sorry.
whatever.
Only schools where you're rich support you. Schools where you're not rich, public system, no, they don't support you. Not like that.
Well, I haven't been in school in many a moon, so I really can't speak to the veracity of these claims, these allegations that are being thrown about. But I personally didn't like school that much when I was in school, so I don't know.
That's fine.
I was not very engaged, let's just say that.
They didn't have anything to help you stay engaged on. Nor did most systems care, because there was either probably a greater threat to something else that just because you were bored, there was probably a child who was going through other significant situations that they had to get more support to.
The old greasy wheel gets the grease kind of thing? No, wait, squeaky wheel gets the grease, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, I gotcha.
Plus, the student-to-teacher ratio is always off. More students than the teacher can handle.
Yeah, those kids do like to gang up.
It's true.
Tiny fist of fury.
All right. Anything else?
Oh, those were shows. What is your all-time favorite show of all times?
All-time favorite show? No, that's a hard one. Like, it depends. Like, there's
Well, give
comedy
genre.
shows,
Yeah.
there's
Do it. Let's do
drama
best
shows,
comedy TV show ever.
comedy TV show.
Ja.
Mm, Golden Girls.
Ooh, I like Golden Girls. It's very much a period piece though. It's like it's hard to get all the jokes because some of them are dated to the time frame. But it's really good. A lot of them aren't though. A lot of them they're just talking about like the innuendos and the relationship stuff are actually pretty good. They hold up.
Yeah.
A lot of those outfits, man. How come I can't dress as gracefully as what was the name of the tall one? She was so handsome.
Oh, I don't remember off the top of my head.
The
Oh,
Golden Girls. We got Dorothy.
Dorothy.
That's the lady I'm talking about. B. Arthur. Oh, she was so handsome. And who else did we have? We had Sophia as Sophia. Who's Sophia? Oh, that's the parent. Sorry, I'm looking at the plot, not the names of the characters. Betty White was Rose. Rule McClanahan as Blanche. And
Blanche
as
is funny.
Estelle Getty as Sophia Petrello. Petrello? I don't know how to say it in Italian.
But she said of all time. So, but there's other shows I like.
Oh, of course, everyone. We'll discuss that on the next episode. We got to keep things on topic here.
I like Married with Children.
Oh yeah,
I
Married
like
with Children.
Community. I like Schitt's Creek. New Girl.
I love Community, and it's so funny. Like it's so hit or miss. People either don't get it and don't understand the premise of Community, and they're like, "This is stupid," and I can't get through 1 or 2 episodes of it, or it hits just right, and you're like, "Oh man, I'm a quirky weirdo loser, and these people speak to me."
It's true.
So I tried to get Bellin to watch it once, and he was all like, "Oh, I can't stand it. I don't understand any of these people and what they're on about." And I'm like, yeah, you and your normie boy stuff. I get it. It's not for you. It's not for everybody.
It's true. It's not for everybody. It's just like Rick and Morty. It's not for everybody.
No, you shut your damn mouth. We don't. Sorry, we at the pod do not condone 50% of the pod's opinion. Okay, just to be clear.
Yeah, for real.
No, Rick and Morty is. I think it's a little more universal. And honestly, only thing that makes it more universal is the animation, because when you see people in real life trying to do those Rick and Morty isms of casting a real sarcastic and over exaggerated personification of like all the things that are wrong with society and kind of quirky and weird about society, which is what Rick and Morty does, and so did Community. But again, Community was with real life people. And it's like, well, I don't identify with any of these real-life people, so it's weird. Whereas the animation, you're like, oh, it's a stupid white family that is just a generic cookie-cutter white family. Well, we've been watching generic cookie-cutter white families on cartoons for since TV has been invented. And so even those people who aren't from that culture can identify with, like, oh, it's a stupid TV show, a stupid cartoon, and they're trying to make jokes about all of these different things. And I feel like it's more universal, literally just because of the animation, and that's it.
What about Veep?
What's Beep?
Veep.
Veep. Oh, that's a deep cut, isn't it?
Yeah, she's hilarious.
Veep, political satire, cringe comedy. Wait, what? It literally has its own subgenre called cringe comedy, a comedy that derives humor from social awkwardness, guilty pleasures, and idiosyncratic humor and personal distress. Wait, does that mean Community is cringe comedy too? Huh. I never have heard. I mean, I know what I hear people call things cringe all the time on like YouTube videos and just like when they're calling out and doing reviews and stuff like that. And honestly, I kind of don't like the way it's used in today's terms. I mean, I don't know. What do you think?
Not really.
Because when I think, I mean, English is my second language, for those who don't know, and I learn words the slow and hard way via comic books and television. But when I first learned and thought of the word cringe, I think of something that, like, literally you physically recoil, like you cringe, and you're like, ugh. It hurts to look at this or think about this subject or topic. That's what I think of as cringe. But I feel like people throw around cringe nowadays to anything that's just like a little bit out of their comfort zone or not cool into the way they see it, and they're like, oh, it's so cringe when this romantic show is on, or it's so cringe that it's not like the coolest, darkest emo thing ever, or the opposite. They're like, oh, you're just trying to be emo. That's so cringe. It's like they throw it around for everything now, and I personally don't like that.
Ooh, how could we forget this one? Broad City. Hello.
Ah, Broad City. That's a good one too. Again, also very much not for everybody, because if you don't have broads in your life, if you're like a guy who was raised mainly by a very like patriarchal household and kept away from the broads, you don't really understand that mindset. I could see a lot of gentlemen, or even just people who haven't been socialized with a lot of women, not liking Broad City. But that's a beautiful show if you have any broads in your life.
It's more than just that. If you're just like a Democrat, basically.
That's a good point. It is a very liberal show, but it makes fun of itself in a lot of ways. So I think even people who are middle or right-leaning could appreciate the show. Again, if they have any kind of like real deep friendship with women or sisterhood that's like a part of their lifestyle choices and beliefs, they'll watch this show and be like, oh, these stupid hippies are wrong about all their politics, but goddamn, I understand the heart and like the connection as relationships. It's a really good show. They really get their message across of being
Sure.
being important, of having found family and having friends that are not just for using them for social clout or using them for relationships. Even like when you're dating someone, it's like there's a give and take to that, where it's not just a pure friendship of someone who's like your sister,
Yeah. How about Barry? I think it's funny, but it's kind of dark funny.
Which one?
Barry, the show.
The assassin show. Barry. Yeah.
I think it's funny, but that's just me. I don't know. Some people might not think it's funny.
Dark comedy about a assassin that wants to turn into a comedian. Is that right? Or an actor. Sorry.
An actor. Yeah.
There it is. It's right in front of me. I guess I could read before I start flapping my gums. Yeah, that's a good show. I like it. It's definitely, well, let's look at the tags, shall we? It's a black comedy, a comedy drama, a crime show, and a psychological drama. A tragic comedy. Wait, what? Tragic comedy. It's a literary genre that blends the aspects of both tragic and comic forms. Most often seen in dramatic literature, the term can describe either a tragic play which contains enough comic elements to lighten the overall mood, or a serious play with a happy ending. Huh. Okay, maybe he'll have a happy ending after he kills everybody.
True.
Yeah, it's a good show. I like it too.
What about God, what was that show called? Hold on. Oh, never mind. You don't like this one. You don't like the Dairy Girls.
It's not all about me. How do I not like it? I've never seen it. What's it called? How you spell it?
Derry Girls. Dairy Girl. Another season's coming out.
A British teen sitcom. Well, okay. Created by...
How do you not like that, Dad? Love teen sitcoms.
No, I like teen
Comedy.
movies, like comedy movies, yeah, like
But
of the
it's
90s.
a comedy movie, but it's just a show. It's hilarious.
Well, I don't know. But the thing that with me, the ones I like are very much from my culture of being a teen in the 90s. So I like a lot of those because they like, even though I was never a beautiful, popular white girl, as many of those shows depict the main protagonists in those things, like Clueless or a lot of the other ones that I love. I understood people like that, and I understood the genre and like all the stuff that was going on in the 90s. So when I see those comedy shows, I connect with them. But I don't know no British girls. Do you know any British girls?
They're not British or Irish. No.
Oh God, I forgot. The kingdoms are not united. I've offended an entire nation.
That's right, you did.
Yeah, that's true. I forget about that. I'm America. If people don't know, I know I'm a little more brown-skinned than most America, but I am still America. So I'm pretty bad with knowing all the ins and outs of a lot of other cultures.
Oh, okay. Next show. Sorry, change topic. Better Off Ted.
Oh, that was a funny one. Yeah.
It is very funny.
Ah, what'd you do? I don't want to donate right now. Maybe later. Maybe later.
What else? What else? Anything else that you can think of?
Oh, I can think of a lot of stuff. But let's talk about your subjects. We have so much meat to chew through right now. So, Better Off Ted apparently had extremely low ratings, but I don't know. It just hit right to me because I guess it's like an office. I work in an office. You work in an office.
Oh, that just like the IT crowd, like that.
Yeah, that's true. It was very
Okay.
much similar to that. But very British in how the show just ends up ending real quick. They don't really go on for very long. Everyone just walks in and dies at the end. No, I'm just kidding. That's not how it ends.
That's true. I think you would like Schitt's Creek.
I've seen parts of it. It seems fine. I mean, some of the jokes land. I'm just not like. I never really watched much more than like season 1 of the Kardashians, and I thought it was funny to see that style of reality show, just like when it was new and novel. But very quickly, I was like, okay, I get it. Y'all have money. It's funny. Y'all don't know how to live your life like a normal person. And so this one kind of takes that show, or that idea, and puts it on its head by putting it into like a poor situation. It's like, oh, they don't know how to react, and it's like, I think just watching the real life Kardashians trying to work through drive-through is enough comedy. I don't think I need to see Schitt's Creek.
You gotta love Catherine O'Hara. She's hilarious.
Oh, I looked up schizophrenia instead of Schitt's Creek.
I don't know. I don't know what else is a good show out there. It's a few and far between, but I've already watched most of them.
Yeah, we're pretty avid show watchers. I mean, the last couple of years, I don't know about everybody else, but we've been pretty locked up rather. So we have been watching a lot more TV than we used to. All right, then let's subject change. Let's talk about what is your go-to if you get back out in the world? What is your hobby? What would you like to do out in the world?
Concerts?
Concerts? Like,
Music concerts?
Ah, okay, gotcha. So what do you like about concerts?
I don't know, I like music. You're not a big music person. I am.
It's true.
I like to go see the shows, listen to the band.
I like to people watch when I go to concerts. I used to go sometimes here and there, especially the big festivals. A lot of weirdos out there, and it's just fun to watch, and I like to imagine little backstories for all the people and what's going on.
Sure. Not what I go for at all, but okay.
Well, what did your experience? Tell us your truth.
It's just an escape in my head. Just like every day I listen to music because it's an escape in my head of like the stuff I have to do. And I know I gotta do it, but it kind of pieces me down to be like, all right, just focus one task at a time and keep going.
Yeah, I was reading somewhere that apparently there are genetic traits that help certain people be more attuned to music and rhythm and beats and stuff like that, but there's a small percentage of people that don't have it, and mayhaps I'm in that line, because I just don't... My toe doesn't just magically start tapping and I jump into a big Indian dance number whenever I hear music around me.
Yeah, I know. That's okay. Opposites attract.
It's not always true.
Not always true, for sure.
Some people like to put... Never mind, I was going to say something not suitable for work. Never mind. No sword fights here. Anyway, moving on.
No work here.
I mean, this is kind of a job. Some people take this very seriously.
I guess so.
But, I mean, it's not. I mean, you're right. For us, we're not looking to monetize this. We're just kind of like doing it for posterity's sake and whatever. But we're posting it. Why not? Why the heck not? Who's it going to hurt? Plus, it's easier to access if it's online. Then I have to like dig up a recording on my computer, save millions of hard drives, etc., etc. This is just the way to go, I think.
I think the biggest thing to talk about is like, what do I not look forward to that we're going out into the world again? I do not look forward to turning down people because they want me to do all this shit, and I'm like, or go somewhere and do something, which I'm happy to do in some cases, but in some cases I'm just like, this is a big waste of my time. Like, I don't see the benefit of to myself, even though it's like fun for them. But I'm more thinking like, oh, I have to get dressed, I have to go do something, I have to go look at that, and like I care. I don't want to do it, which really sucks. I hate it. I
Yeah.
hate turning people down for shit, but and you used to get mad at me every time I would do that. You're like, oh, just go, just go. You should go hang out with your friends. I'm like, yeah, but
Well, I would never get mad. I mean, come on, I don't get mad very easily. I would, however,
mad is a
often.
strong word.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
would
you would.
often, though, suggest and feel like it was a good idea for you to socialize more than less, because sometimes you just stay home too much, and that's not. You're not as happy when you're just at home every day. I felt like personally. Now I think since we've been locked up for 2 years, that you've become quite more natural homebody than you used to be.
No, I agree. And you're right. I like socializing, and to the extent of, I guess, if I'm already doing something that I don't really want to do, then the people around me are getting so drunk that I have to take care of them. Now it just feels like a fucking chore. So that's why I'm all like, well, if I at least enjoyed it and then I was helping you, that would have been like on the same level. But when I don't even want to go and I don't, not even remotely interested, and then now I got to take care of you because you're so drunk and you're out of it, or I have to like be vigilant so people don't like take advantage of you or do something, I'm all like, mm, now it just feels like work. And I don't want to do it.
Yeah, I have had my struggles with alcoholism. I may never gotten arrested or anything crazy like that, but I have definitely binged quite a bit in my younger years, and even at home sometimes. Before the pandemic, I would game nights when I was doing my game nights. I would binge sometimes and drink quite a bit. It's funny though, since I've had the pandemic and like I just don't go out shopping as much, and funds have been tight with the inflation and stuff like that. I don't really
Yeah.
feel a big need to drink that much anymore. And even when I do it every once in a while, I'll be like, meh, didn't really help elevate anything that much. I used to use it very much as like a buffer, as like a something to help me not feel as I don't want to say shy. I'm not personally shy. I just sometimes I would be concerned about offending people, and so I would very much just stay to myself and keep quiet and not be part of the conversation. But when I would drink, it would be like a social lubricant, and I would speak up more and like try to be more involved in the social situation that I'm in. But nowadays, I feel like that's kind of like I don't really need that. I guess I'm getting old and like I don't care as much about hurting people's feelings, and I'm like whatever, I'll just say whatever I want, whether I'm sober or not.
It's true. I agree with you on that. And it's not about like I necessarily don't have to drink when I go out. And now that Kat can't really drink when she right now, I still don't want to go.
For fans of the show, that's Kat is the nickname for her best friend, who is a friend of the show, but she doesn't actually watch the show right now. But maybe she will in the future. We'll find out.
Dear Lord, let's not.
We can actually have her on as a special guest. That would be wonderful.
Oh my god.
It'll be a special, not family for friendly, f bombs everywhere, special guest show.
All she will do is say how much you hate her.
No, she doesn't. She never says that to my face.
She does. She totally does.
No.
She's like, no. Last time you talked to her, she was like, I know you don't like me, Al. I know you don't like me.
Yeah, that's as far as she'll go. And even then, as soon as I deny it, she'll be like, okay, and then she'll try other tactics to annoy me. But the thing is that I don't. It is what it is, you know. You can't make everybody love you. I mean, it's just. I don't know, but she's a great character. She's wonderful for the show. We would love to have her on sometime, but we'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah. Anyways.
Let's just not get her husband on, okay?
Let's not talk about that.
Some people don't deserve to be on a podcast.
Let's not talk about it.
You're not funny, okay? Oh, sorry.
Let's not talk about it. I don't want to talk about it.
Okay, how are you? What is next? What's the next topic then?
Next topic. I'm looking for music concerts. There's a lot of them, but to your point, man, inflation is terrible. Why is inflation so much money?
Yeah, error things cost more now.
Not that it didn't cost before, but
Cheetos,
Kind of
parking, everything.
ripple effect is terrible. I don't know. How about we talk about you?
What about me? I'm a guy about town that stays home all the time. So questions, concerns,
Mm, okay.
objective judgments you would like to share with the pod?
So why did you want to do this podcast thing?
Well, what I wanted
For
to
you?
do initially was just record conversations, but then I was like, oh, that's too much. Like I talked about, the hard drives, the hassle of keeping everything, things not getting corrupted, whatever. So I want to do this more as just like for memories, just so I have something that we have a lot of fun conversations, like I explained in the intro, and it would just be nice to have some recorded from time to time.
That's true.
But I feel like you're a little stiff right now. We really haven't found our groove yet. 'Cause
We
sometimes
haven't. That's why I'm telling you. Just because I need to have like a fixed conversation. I'm writing them down. So by the way, here are my topics for us next time. We have kids.
Yeah.
We have food.
Uh-huh.
We have politics.
Uh-huh.
We have relationships.
Good.
We have movies and shows again, but
Yeah.
more of a genre of like horror, comedy, drama, documentary, stuff like that.
Always movies and shows.
Yeah. Friends.
Yeah.
I think that's about it. I don't know what else we could talk about.
All right, sounds good. That's all good stuff. All good things. But yeah, I feel like sometimes like we just get in a groove, and even like it's more like a rabbit hole, not even a groove. Like we'll literally start being like, "Hey, how was your stupid dumb day?" And then you'll be like, "My stupid dumb day was dumb. Cheese sticks." And I'll be like, "Ah, cheese sticks. Did you know that this was created because of this?" And you'll be like, "No, history's dumb." And I'll be like, "Ah, did you know that dumbness?" And we just go down a rabbit hole, and eventually we end up like laughing and having a lot of fun about some subject or whatever.
Because it's usually you who goes down these rabbit holes.
I mean, you lead me there. You give the leash of the cheese sticks.
How? You're the one who goes off in tangents.
I mean, you make the breadcrumbs. What do you want me to do? I'm a boy at rest. I'm just a little object in space that does nothing, and then you shoot little pebbles at me, and I start moving. I start rolling down the hill.
And now I have to be careful because you're like, want to share this with everybody.
Everybody. Well, I mean, why not? It's like
It's not even that. It's just like certain people have sensitivities. And I can't really speak my whole truths.
if you're not comfortable, like me personally, I will say my line is going to be my family. I'm not going to talk too much about I'm going to talk in general about kids if you want to, but I'm not going to talk about specifics of my kids. I'm not going to talk about specifics about my personal family, whatever. I'll dish about my friends and media and my own personal foibles and problems. I have no problem with that. Of course, keeping it a little family friendly, cleaning up some of the rusty bits, but there's certain things that, yeah, I agree with. There's lines that we should keep to those dark back alley bedroom conversations where we whisper in the night and I'm trying to go to sleep.
Sounds more than it should be, but it's not.
But it is. Sometimes you gotta talk about your kids growing up and their personal things and challenges, and I mean we could talk about that stuff in general, but like the specifics, I think that'd be a little much to record that, even if we were just keeping it to ourselves.
Nah, it's just comedy.
People's suffering is comedy to you. I see how it is.
It is. That's like what stand-up all is, right? They talk about like their failures or embarrassing moments or things that could be sensitive in nature to themselves, and they just throw it out there. It is what it is.
Yeah. I guess. I mean, I agree. Like scripted comedy and like stand-up and different like jokes, like a proper joke. Often are very much rooted in some sort of suffering, either at the expense of like someone's emotions, like embarrassing them or being, demeaning to them, or they are like physical pain, like somebody falling down or getting hurt or messing themselves up because they've done something wrong. So a lot of injury is involved in comedy. But I think that there are just some things that are just naturally funny, and you're like, why are we laughing at this? And it's like it just is. You know what I mean?
True.
Something like when you get tickled. You're not hurting when somebody tickles you. It just tickles your fancy.
I guess you're right. You're always right in some way. Oh, look, Harry Styles is coming, Dad. You want to go see him? Oh, damn, he's coming today.
I don't know who that is.
Yeah, I'm not going to explain that one.
Oh, the guy from Game of Thrones, right?
Yeah,
He had a little song in Game of Thrones. That the only place I know him from.
sure. I mean, he's been some boy band that Victoria liked. Is where he came out of. Like
English
Yep.
singer, songwriter, and actor. Musical career began in 2010. Contestant on the competition series The X Factor. Following his elimination, he was brought back to join the boy band. Oh, One Direction. I remember
Yeah,
them
I know.
vaguely. I don't know like all their songs, or whatever, but I remember when they were a thing.
You remember like Victoria used to, like listen to them all the time?
Yeah, the kids. So I don't like to
Mhm.
name specifically.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, he's coming on the 28th. I guess he's staying for like 2-3 days. He's a Austin Moody Center. Oh. And the 29th. Dang, he's staying a long time.
No, this isn't the Game of Thrones guy. It's another whiter guy. Who is this guy?
I mean-
This guy has been in shows though. Just not Game of Thrones. I was thinking of a different whiter guy. I heard Harry and I was like, oh, this has got to be the guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who's named Harry nowadays?
Harry. British.
Brits got to get their stuff in order.
Harry.
It's Harold, actually. I can't do a good British accent, sorry.
He can't. Don't try. Just coming. Okay. Oh, he's coming on the 2nd. Dang, he's staying a long time here.
Gotta make that money. Apparently, this is a good venue place. This place and the place north of us.
Moody
those-
Center? Yeah, it's pretty big.
they got a lot of.
It's actually not as big as the Alamo, though. Like, it's actually.
Oh, not the
probably-
actual establishments. I mean, like the town, like our city, and the
Oh,
city
yeah.
north of us are both very well known for people paying money to go see shows because you go to a lot of towns that are similar size, like in Ohio and like Midwest and stuff like that. And there's towns that are 1 million, 2 million people, and they won't come out. They won't make you a lot of bucks. But obviously, the hugest cities like LA and New York, there's just so many people that you're gonna fill those auditoriums. But for smaller, well, we're not that small, but for like of the top 20 city sizes, our towns in this central area are very well known for filling seats and butts and whatever.
True. Very, very true. Well, what else do you want to talk about? Any topics, Dad? Topics.
Let me see. Where was my list? We talked about the shows. We talked about the things.
We don't give like a list of shows that we like. We don't actually go into deep topic about shows. What
Yeah.
we think about them.
Yeah, we should. Like I said, that's what I was gonna do earlier, but then you kind of like went off a tangent about not liking having more structured stuff here.
We do, but if we're gonna stay, let's stay with it.
All right, we pick a show then.
Okay, so like, well, no, you pick a show.
The show is. Let's talk about Golden Girls.
Blanche.
Are you saying you want to eat her, or what? What did you go? Blanche.
She's hilarious. More nervous than a virgin at a prison rodeo.
A what? With a what?
More nervous than a virgin at a prison rodeo.
Oh God, interesting. Why would she be nervous though?
I don't know.
Well, and I think
Because they haven't had a girl in a long time. They're from the prison. They're at a rodeo. They're all like excited.
they're all men of honor. They would never deflower her.
Okay. You know Blanche, right?
Yeah, Blanche is fun. I still think Dorothy is the best character personally because she just
I agree.
she's the straight man of the group. You know, she tries to act as normal as she could for the time, and yet everyone's kind of so quirky around her, and she's got to react to it. But she did kind of get angry sometimes.
She did. Like, she's the one who actually like carried the story for the most parts and kept it very. Put everybody in check. Let's just say that. So I do like her. She's a strong, crazy lady, and her mom was the best. Sophia.
So, what do you think the impact of this show was on a lot of people? Because my understanding it was pretty popular with ladies and some older folks, but it was not like as universal as like some comedy shows, like with some of the other ones we mentioned.
I think it just gave more light about women actually having personality, because before shows like in the 70s or 60s, it was just like housemaid or ditzy girl next door or something. They didn't really give them character. And with the Golden Girls, like I could tell like these ladies had all character and they lived their own lives the way they wanted to live their lives. And they learned and accepted things and changed things and adapted to things and took different approaches and didn't follow the social norms in a lot of ways. And they were true to themselves and true to the reality of how most women were probably are. They just didn't talk about it out loud in public. And they actually did touch on a lot of things. If you actually watch the shows, like from back then in the 80s, when they talked about age or they talked about broken relationships or family or sex or anything like that, they didn't really talk about that from a woman's perspective.
What do you mean, Steve Urkel when he turned into Stevina or whatever her name was? Wasn't a woman's perspective enough for you?
But that was like 90s though. This was like 80s.
We're not going to go through that argument again. Anyway, a show that started in the 80s is an 80s show to me, and even if it runs into the most of its run in the 90s, it's still an 80s show to me.
But this was like early 80s, like 84. That was like late 80s.
All right. Settle down.
I'm just saying. So it was good. I mean, I liked it. It really opened up. I think that show set a lot of precedents for other shows to be a little bit more daring.
Interesting. Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I also thought that it was interesting that they would it would definitely show a lot of the signs of the time, like when I was talking about it being somewhat dated, when they would like be like, we're progressive and thinking like this. And then, like, if you actually look at it in today's things, like, a lot of the woke people and the more quote-unquote progressive people would be like, oh, that's pretty narrow-minded, and that's not woke enough for us in nowadays. And I think that's interesting how society, like, the center shifts as far as, like, what people think is really progressive and what people think is not. And so I find that very interesting when I go back and watch it. It's like these ladies would be considered pretty open and liberal for the time of acceptance of other peoples and cultures and whatever, and yet in today's things they would probably be ridiculed as boomers who don't understand stuff and are just looking at everything through the lens of old white ladies, and I find that very interesting.
Sure, but that's the whole thing about life. It always evolves or changes, and what we thought was good then is probably not good now, and vice versa. What was bad then was probably was good. What should have been good in a different perspective or light. But it's all based on the environment and the way you're reacting, and there's several other factors that come to it. And so they just kind of latch on to the one little thing that happened back then. They're like, oh, you see how they were ignorant back then? And I'm like, but did you actually look at the context of the story from beginning to end on how they were talking about it, or are you using that little section of your part to not all fit into the current lives that you have right now? So just depends. But yeah, I thought it was a really good show. I ate a lot.
One of the actresses on the show actually hated cheesecake.
Yep.
Why? How could you hate cheesecake? It's depressing. Anyway, yeah, apparently it did really good. When it first previewed, got standing ovations. Interesting. It was actually it looks like it wasn't until like the 2012s and 2013, here we go, and 2014 that it started getting more prestige as like one of the best shows. Interesting.
Well, it's crazy. I didn't even know this show had like a spinoff.
Did it? What was the spinoff?
Forever Golden, I think.
What? Golden Palace. Here we go.
Or
Empty Nest.
There you go. I didn't know it had a spinoff. I thought it was
but directly, they reprised the characters, which was Rose, Blanche, and Sophia.
Mm-hmm.
They ran a hotel.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like it only got one season.
Yeah, I didn't even know it had that spinoff. But I guess because, to your point, like Dorothy was like the girl who actually carried the show, and you could totally see that in the show. Like her wit is what actually just glued everything together, besides everyone else's quirky personality.
Wow, interesting. So Empty Nest, the TV show, was originally aired. The pilot was actually a Golden Girls episode called Empty Nest, and then they were like, "Oh, let's continue on with different characters from the show and going off into that kind of idea of like the parents no longer having the kids there and being like an empty nest." Huh. So that was based off of a show that was on that show.
Mm. Makes sense.
Yeah, apparently it had impacts. It had impacts. Oh, there was a Golden Girls Live off-Broadway show?
I guess so. Never
What?
knew that.
Yeah, it was in 2003 in New York City at Rose Turner's Theater in the West Village. Oh God. Okay, so the show had to end because the producers had failed to secure the rights and had to and received a cease and desist order by the creators of the show.
Nice.
Good job, guys. Oh, interesting though. It was an all-male cast and drag.
Nice.
That sounds like fun. Any other deep dives? Any other deep cuts you want to talk about on this show?
What was your favorite episode?
The cheesecake one.
They're all cheesecake.
Well, there you go.
Okay.
Well, what was your favorite episode, smart guy?
I liked it when Dorothy got married to her ex-husband again.
What? I don't remember that. I remember they were trying to reconcile. I didn't remember them getting married again.
Yeah. Oh, I'm so sorry. She agreed to marry him, and then she was like, after all, because he was just using her. She figured out he was just using her for I think something about to purchase something or something like that, and it was gonna guarantee something if he was married to her, and so she was like, no, forget it.
I feel like this merits a rewatch at some point. But yeah, okay, good. You scared me.
Sorry. Yeah, she was going to marry him. She said yes, and then she like backed out last minute.
Okay, good. Respect restored for B. Arthur. I mean, Dorothy. Nice. Okay, we got a little bit of review. We could, I think upon rewatch we should take notes and we can discuss shows in greater detail. Not like detailed notes, like we're gonna interrupt the viewing of the show, but just some like highlights of like, here's a thought, and then we can like write it down. I'll provide the yokes. You provide the thoughtful, deep insights of characterizations. Okay.
Okay. Then
Because we all know women aren't funny.
women are funny.
I know that's you're right. You do say funny things like that every once in a while. You're right. But is that really funny, or is that more cute?
I don't know. Are you funny?
I mean, you're
Or
laughing.
Not cute.
I can be cute. Woo woo.
Mhm.
Senpai.
Pretty much all of Dorothy's most like her savage moments.
Yeah. But obviously I was being sarcastic, everyone knows. I'm like literally like half the shows we talked about have amazing female comedians and writers and whatever.
It's true.
So, you can bring jokes too. I just feel like mine are more universal to the common internet neckbeard weirdo that's out there.
Maybe. Is there anything you liked about the Golden Girls in particular?
Here we go. Just in case you don't know about the slang, neckbeard. It's a pejorative term and stereotype for an adult or teenage male who exhibits characteristics such as social awkwardness, underachievement, or pretentiousness. Term is associated with a currently 2010 to present unfashionable facial hairstyle known as a neckbeard, and by extension this to a stereotype of overweight, unkempt internet users, and overlaps with nerd, gamer, and geek subcultures. So, just want to let you know that.
Thank you. Thank you for that clarification.
Yeah. Sometimes I use these terms and I forget you haven't been on the internet as long as I have, as long as my neckbeardiness has. So what was your question?
I said, is there anything you like particularly about the Golden Girls?
I like the ladies. They're hot mamas. What? You don't think B. Arthur was handsome?
She was very beautiful.
I mean, she's more striking than lovely, yeah, but still, I mean, very hot.
I guess so.
It's what I liked. Take it or leave it.
It's true. I gotta leave it. I'll see you later.
I think some people, again, going back to like, oh, this is cringe. I think some people are a little disingenuous when they're like, why do you watch that particular performer? Or why do you like that particular actress or actor or whatever you want to say? And they're like, oh, it's just their personality. It's so wonderful. And it's like, yeah, you're right. Some people are really skilled and talented and their personality's cool. But I don't think there's anything wrong with having a visual appeal to something that draws you in at first. I mean, yeah, you want to have some substance after you are consuming the content, but initially I don't think there's anything wrong with like you're flipping through channels and or whatever and you see someone, you're like, oh, that person's kind of hot, let me see what they're talking about, and then 90% of the time you'll be like, oh god, they're idiots, and then you'll just change the channel. But every once in a while you'll find someone that's attractive and they have stuff to say that's entertaining, and it's like it's not a bad way to have an entry point into shows, in my opinion. But some people think it's cringe. Why can't I look at the beautiful people?
I don't know. Hey, look, I'm gonna send you this link. It's morning coffee music.
Is it copyrighted?
I don't know.
Then I'm not playing it, honey. I'm not getting shot down for your sins.
I don't know. How can you tell it was copyrighted?
It's like the police game. Have you ever been to like those places where you're like, are you a cop? You have to tell me if you're a cop. It's like that.
It's instrumental. I don't understand.
What does it say in the thing? You can copyright instrumental music.
Okay, fine. I really don't know.
Yeah, then I'm not doing it. I ain't risking this.
What?
Not right now. Everything's. Okay, I guess I can mute the PC sounds. Hold on, let me.
Yeah, B.
Hold on. Let's get mute you too, so you're silenced. No one can hear you. I can still, but no one can. Hold on, I can't find it. Oh, there you are. Sorry, I'm in the wrong channel. No, we can't. So this, you can tell in the description, it says they are making original music for this channel, and it even has the author and the creator. So and here it is at the bottom, copyright. Music is copyrighted. So no, you can't use anything that's copyrighted for your own show unless you have paid a license or gotten permission. So you would have to get express permission from the creator or actually write it. So yeah, this link you sent means a no. Let me just unmute you now. Give me a second. So the music I got playing in the background right now, it's still kind of a gamble because it's like the "Are you a policeman?" thing I was joking about. Technically there's no law saying they can't lie or change the fact that they have then copyrighted the music afterwards. So a lot of these channels that I follow, they explicitly say in the thing, this is non-copyrighted music that I created for everyone to use for fair use and public use. And those are the channels I specifically look for and use. And they do it because they get views and watch time on this, and that way they'll get ads and stuff. And so it's just their little way of trying to like use YouTube in their own way without having to actually make a show or anything other than just getting their creative outlets to make music. And it's usually very simple music. It's not hard stuff for them to make. They're often remixing things and doing samples and whatnot, but it's their own, and so they give it out freely. Now, it's still not like an ironclad thing that you click on a song on YouTube that says it's not copyrighted and then it suddenly becomes copyrighted. That is still a thing, but it's more likely that it's not copyrighted and will stay not copyrighted if they explicitly say in the description that they made it for that purpose.
There you go. Okay, then I sent you one that's not copyrighted. It says no copyright.
Alright, let me try it.
Actually very soothing. Some jazz. Neckbeards.
That's my boy right there. Just kidding, I don't know who that is. It's fine. It's a little bit lower tempo than what I was playing for us. I was playing, let me send you my link. This is my boy. I listen to this one when I'm trying to like just do more of a talk with my friend and like not really playing video games. I listen to more like upbeat and more like techno mixed music when I'm like playing video games because I don't know, like I'm playing a video game. It's supposed to be a little more high paced or whatever. But the one, the lo-fi chilled beats, that's my boy right there that I usually listen to. It's a little bit more rhythm than what you have here. This is more a little sleepy time coffee tea thing.
Well, we were drinking coffee and having conversation. It's not about pacing through the conversation.
Don't
Is
make
that
me do
not-
my head wobble at you. You know my avatar is tracking my face. Did you know that? All my little dances are real.
Dad.
That's my name.
Father.
That's less my name, but sure, I'll respond to it.
We're hungry.
All right, I guess that's the show, folks. Neckbeards unite. Let's all go against Mom next time. I would love to see it in the comments when I upload this. I'll talk to everyone later. Any last words, Mom?
Don't upload this on this stuff.
Any last words, Mom?
No, I'm telling you, don't upload this one. We'll do better next time. This
Yeah.
is just more of a trial run.
Sure. Okay.
Fine.
Good night, everybody.
Music next time.
Oh, we had music. I told you. I sent you the link of what I was playing, but I didn't start it till like 15, 20 minutes into.
Yeah, but I need to hear it because it sets me in a mood.
You can play your own music. You know that, right? I don't hear it. It doesn't bother the fans.
Can you hear me in the background?
Yeah, very much so. We're gonna edit all this out, right, guys? Guys, my production team says we're not
gonna
editing
do
this.
One. We're not gonna upload this one. This was a trial.
To be clear, everyone, Mom does not speak for the pod, and we'll see all of you next week. No, wait,
Bye.
maybe in a few days. Go make lunch.
Bye bye.
Wait, am I making lunch or are you making lunch? Who's making lunch? Oh God, I'm all alone. They left me. All right.
Still here.
Oh, you're still here. Good. Who's making lunch?
You.
Dad.
Ah, okay, I'm coming. Let me stop the recording.
Yeah. Not here.